is going to be a lot more difficult to deal with than anything Rigondeaux is dealing with, at least tonight.
Left hand to the body from the gold medalist. And scores a knockdown just 19 seconds into his pro career.
As I said, forget about pressure on Rigondeaux. It's Noriega I'd be concerned about.
Another series of left hands. Rigondeaux, good body shot that time.
Well, Rigondeaux may be the one who came all the way over from Cuba, but no mistake about it, he is the host here tonight. And the guest, only a guest, is Noriega.
And he may not be long for this part.
Well, no, I don't think Noriega's an overnight guest.
No, he's not an overnight guest. More like a pizza delivery boy just showing up and ringing the bell and then out of there.
Except at least the pizza delivery guy gets a tip.
Exactly.
Right now you can see Rigondeaux is just looking to set up a power punch. Pouring with that lead right hand from the southpaw position that Rigondeaux fights from. Pouring with that lead punch and looking for the power punch. Looking for the straight left hand where he can turn his leg into it. Where he can turn right there as he misses. Where he can turn his back into that punch. No doubt about it from what you see there. Rigondeaux looking for the knockout.
Patiently stalking with that cocked and loaded left hand.
Right now, Rigondeaux getting away with pouring with that jab because his opponent, Noriega, is intimidated. He's laying back.
To the body.
He's not taking advantage of that. You can see the intimidation all over the face and body of Noriega as he pours with his lead left hand from the orthodox position. And because he's pouring, well, like I said before, Rigondeaux doesn't pay a price when he stands in front and pushes his jab out.
Noriega tries to come in with a straight right. Rigondeaux comes back with a short left of his own and then cupping with that lead right hand, just pushing him to the side.
Not even a cup, you know, that was on purpose. That's all that experience and calmness of Rigondeaux. What he did was he missed with the punch, but then he left his hand out there and he steered Noriega. He steered him off balance.
Wobbles his legs here at the close of round number one.
Take a look at the knockdown from the last. First of all, look at the feet. They were tangled up a little bit, and they're tangled up again right there with the southpaw. And the straight left hand catches Noriega. Take another look right there. And again, the straight left hand, the power punch for the southpaw Rigondeaux, the punch that he can turn his back into. But quite often you see with an orthodox fighter in the southpaw, feet will get tangled. The lead right foot of the southpaw gets tangled with the lead left foot of the orthodox fighter.
Round number two. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you here in Miami. The much anticipated pro debut of the 2000 and 2004 Olympic gold medalist Guillermo Rigondeaux. In that first round, according to our punch track counters, Rigondeaux had a 28-0 connect advantage. A shutout.
The 21-year-old Noriega is 7 years younger in age than Rigondeaux, but in experience, he's light years behind.
That counter right hook was an example. And there's a straight left that got in there. Now a left to the body.
And again, Rigondeaux, because of the level of opposition or the lack of level of opposition in front of him tonight, well, he's able to stand in front and just measure shots. Just look for the spot. Again, he's looking mostly for that lead left hand, that power punch from the southpaw. You know, a lot of times you want to see a southpaw fighter use that right hand more, Joe. You want to see him use that jab, set up hooks, do 90% of the work. But right now, all of the work, the effective work, the damaging work, well, that's being set up by Rigondeaux for the backhand. Again, that punch, the power punch, downstairs and upstairs. I'd like to see if Noriega had a little bit of confidence, which he doesn't right now, to let that lead left hand go. I'd like to see how Rigondeaux would deal with a snapping left hand, especially when he has the habit of not only keeping the lead right hand low, which he's getting away with obviously right now, but again, there's no snap from Rigondeaux with that jab. There's the right hook from the southpaw. Always a difficult punch, being that the orthodox fighter just isn't used to seeing that punch come from that angle.
That right hook snapped like a viper coming in on Noriega.
And again, a lot of parrying, a lot of posing by Rigondeaux, and he's able to get away with that. You see a deer in headlights in Noriega. I mean, Noriega is literally closing his eyes as punches come.
End of round 2.
I talked about Noriega being a deer in headlights. Well, watch right here. The headlights are in his eyes. And right there, he closes his eyes. You can see it right there. And he gets caught with a right hook. He's lucky that he actually didn't go to sleep right there, not seeing that punch coming.
So Noriega stood up to that in round 2. Very fast right hook there. Over 400 amateur fights for Rigondeaux. 2-time world amateur champ, 2-time Olympic gold, and now at age 28. And keep that in mind, 28 years old, his pro debut.
And again, you see the eyes of Noriega closing. And I'd like to see, quite honestly, Rigondeaux close this fight out.
Well, obviously, he could do it at his choosing.
You see that his temperament is not really to be an aggressive fighter, to say the least. He's not a really front-end fighter. What I mean by that is a guy who really sets up his offense. And the referee doing the right thing there.
Sam Burgo saying, you know what? I mean, this is useless here because Juan Noriega has absolutely no chance whatsoever. The gap in skill was just